5 minutes. That's how long it took. 5 minutes for one man to commit the most notorious act of cheating in football history, and then score the single greatest goal anyone had ever seen. Same match, same stadium, same player. This is the story of Diego Maradona, England, and the strangest, most brilliant afternoon in World Cup history. Mexico, 1986. The World Cup had returned to Latin American soil. Argentina arrived as a talented but troubled team. Just 4 years earlier, the country had been through a brutal war with Britain over the Falklands Islands. A conflict that left hundreds of young Argentine soldiers dead, and a wound in the national psyche that had not healed. So when the World Cup draw paired Argentina against England in the quarter-finals, it was never just a football match. Newspapers on both sides called it a rematch before a single ball was kicked. The political weight pressing down on this game was enormous, heavier in some ways than any match before or since. And leading the Argentine team was a 25-year-old from a poor neighbourhood outside Buenos Aires, a man already being talked about as the best footballer alive, Diego Armando Maradona. By 1986, Maradona was already a phenomenon. Short, stocky, with a low centre of gravity that made him almost impossible to dispossess. He had a relationship with a football that bordered on the supernatural. He could control it with either foot, at any speed, under any pressure. He saw passes other players couldn't see. He scored goals other players couldn't imagine. He also had a reputation: combative, mischievous, willing to bend a rule if he thought he could get away with it. Both sides of Maradona, the genius and the rule breaker, were about to appear in the same football match, within 5 minutes of each other. The match was played at the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, one of the largest stadiums in the world. Sitting at high altitude, the thin air making every sprint feel twice as hard. Over 114,000 people packed into the stands. England, managed by Bobby Robson, had goalscorer Gary Lineker in red-hot form. He would finish the tournament as top scorer. Argentina had Maradona, and increasingly, it felt like Argentina simply needed Maradona. The first half passed with no goals. Both teams cautious. Both teams aware of what this match meant beyond the scoreline. Then, the second half began. 51st minute. Maradona received the ball just outside the England penalty area and played a short pass forward. England goalkeeper Peter Shilton came rushing out to deal with the danger. Maradona, a step behind, jumped for the ball at the same moment as Shilton. And as both men rose into the air, Maradona's left fist, clenched, clearly visible, punched the ball over Shilton's outstretched hands and into the net. It was blatant, obvious. Several England players appealed immediately, furious, pointing at Maradona's arm. The referee, Ali bin Nasser of Tunisia, did not see it. His assistant did not flag it. The goal stood. Argentina led 1-0. Afterwards, in the mixed zone, journalists asked Maradona directly whether he had used his hand. He smiled, and he said the goal had been scored a little bit with the head of Maradona and a little bit with the hand of God. The phrase entered football history immediately. The hand of God. Argentina led 1-0. England, furious and now desperate, pushed forward looking for an equaliser. 4 minutes passed, and then Diego Maradona received the ball inside his own half with his back to the England goal, surrounded by 4 white shirts. What happened next has been studied, replayed and marvelled at for nearly 40 years. Maradona turned with the ball at his feet. His first touch took him past one England midfielder, who lunged and missed. His second touch took him past a second England player, who got a hand to his shirt and could not hold on. He was running now, 60 metres of pitch ahead of him, 3 white shirts still between him and the goal. A third England defender came across to block him. Maradona shifted his weight, dropped his shoulder and went past him too, without breaking stride. Terry Butcher, England's towering centre-back, lunged in with a desperate sliding challenge. Maradona simply skipped over the tackle and kept running. One man left. Peter Shilton, the goalkeeper, came off his line to close the angle. Maradona feinted one way, shifted the ball the other, and slid it calmly into the corner of an empty net. From the moment he received the ball to the moment it crossed the line, 10.6 seconds. 5 England players beaten, 60 metres covered. Not a single teammate touched the ball. It remains, to this day, voted by FIFA itself as the greatest goal in World Cup history. Argentine commentator Victor Hugo Morales was calling the match on the radio. As Maradona ran, his voice rose with every step, faster and faster, almost unable to keep pace with what he was witnessing. By the time the ball hit the net, he was almost screaming with disbelief and joy. His commentary of that run has become as famous in Argentina as the goal itself, replayed, quoted and treasured for nearly 40 years. Diego Maradona had, within the same football match, committed the most infamous handball in World Cup history and scored what FIFA would later vote the single greatest goal ever scored at a World Cup. Argentina won the match 2-1. They went on to win the entire tournament. Peter Shilton, the England goalkeeper, beaten twice in the same match, once by a fist, once by pure genius, went on to win more international caps than any English goalkeeper before or since. He has spoken about that day many times, still visibly frustrated by the handball decades later. Terry Butcher, the defender who slid in vain trying to stop the second goal, later admitted that watching the replay still fills him with a strange kind of awe, even in defeat. "You don't mind losing to that," he once said, "because it wasn't really fair on any of us." And Maradona, already a legend before that afternoon, became something closer to a deity in Argentina. The country that had lost the Falklands War 4 years earlier had, in the most symbolic way possible, beaten England on the world's biggest stage. Argentina went on to win the 1986 World Cup. Maradona lifted the trophy himself, captain and unquestioned genius of the tournament. Nearly 40 years later, this single match remains one of the most studied, debated and beloved moments in World Cup history. It is remembered for 2 completely contradictory reasons: as the most blatant act of cheating ever to go unpunished on football's biggest stage, and as the single most beautiful, most skillful goal the World Cup has ever produced. Both belong to the same man, both happened in the same match, both happened within 5 minutes of each other. That contradiction, genius and mischief living inside the very same person, the very same afternoon, is, in many ways, the whole story of Diego Maradona's career. Brilliant, flawed, impossible to look away from. Football rarely gives you anything that simple, and it almost never gives you anything that complicated either. Diego Maradona would go on to lift the World Cup trophy in the final, played in front of over 114,000 people at the very same Azteca Stadium. He died in 2020. The entire footballing world mourned. Argentina declared 3 days of national mourning. Millions of people who had never met him wept as though they had lost a family member. Because that is what he gave people across nearly 5 decades. Moments of pure joy, pure controversy, and pure, undeniable genius, often within minutes of each other. The hand of God and the goal of the century, 5 minutes apart, Forever linked, forever remembered. 2 moments, 5 minutes apart. 1 match. A handball that should never have stood. A goal that may never be matched. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe. We publish a new piece of football history every single day. Next time, we travel to 1970 for a moment of pure goalkeeping magic. The save that even the man who scored couldn't believe had been stopped. Until then, football gives you everything, sometimes in the very same breath.